It amazes me that that it didn't pass in the 60s and the 70s and the 80s, and it still hasn't passed. I don't know where it stands now in the States, but I think for women's issues it is important. The problem is there's a downside, I think, and one of the downsides that it doesn't get passed is because of the armed services, women being drafted, and I think that's really what's holding it back. The abortion issue is tough for me because I'm opposed to abortion, but I can also understand how women might feel it's their right to make that decision. So I don't like using the abortion issue tied to the Equal Rights Amendment. I think it should be tied more to workplace opportunities, equal pay, equal opportunities in government, having women be leaders, and the sticky point I think is going to be whether they get drafted. So.
I think obviously it's incredibly relevant because women don't have the same rights as men, even though there's been a lot of progress. There's still something of a glass ceiling, though. So I think that the issues it would be dealing with are very relevant. I'm not sure if having a constitutional amendment would solve those issues. So I think other ways of addressing them through education, like the old cliche that women can't do science and math is sort of being debunked, and so that's good news. I honestly don't know as much about the amendment as I should, but I know that it's been pretty much squashed.
Looking back, probably. I mean, at the time, I know why they wanted to do it, because there was such a problem with alcohol. Mm. But I think it probably was, and that's probably why it was repealed. So, can we relate that then to abortion? Is that what you're trying to make that link?
Yeah.
Because there we have, again, our country, if I say that prohibition was against my personal rights, then that means abortion is against my personal rights. But abortion is murder. It's tricky. And then what about slavery? Oh, don't get me started.
I do. So I think that the whole, that's Amendment 18, right?
Yeah.
So, and that came out of the Volstead Act, right? Yeah. That was probably the most striking example of the problems with regulating, personal morality, right? And yeah, so it's an infringement on rights. Not that I'm like, oh, whoa, you should go out and party it up and have lots of alcohol. I'm not for that. But it's an infringement on rights, and it was just really bad idea, not just because of rights, but because of what happened after. I think more people were drinking in speakeasies because of it. Organized crime got a huge boost. Al Capone, etc. I know about this through literature and film more than through a history textbook, but if you read Great Gatsby, which you will next year, people are drinking up a storm in the 1920s. It's not working. And in fact, it's creating a lot of violence as the gangs get involved in supplying liquor.
I think it is good. I think it's good for young people to be involved, because if you take government classes in high school, it's helping you prepare to vote. You can vote as a senior. So that gives you the opportunity to vote, and that's great. So I think the younger it is, I think it's better for our country, for our young people then to know what their rights and responsibilities are. We might, if it were 21, we might postpone some of that teaching. But by being 18, I think you are learning. You're in a government class. You're learning what your responsibilities are. So I think it's a good thing.
There's so much apathy in this country. I mean, look at the low voter turnout. And if you have 18-year-olds who are excited want to vote and be involved in the political system, well, that's great. 18-year-olds old enough to be making up their mind? Well, yeah. I think that they're starting to come to their own opinions, and especially if they're in college, they're a little further away from their parents, and so it's not like they're just regurgitating what was said at the dinner table. Yeah, I'm for that. I voted when I was 18.
Okay.